All right, here we go one more time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Willkommen, willkommen. Episode 2 of the $9 podcast. First of all, amazing as hell we made the episode 2. What are the odds? Uh, I am Drewski. I am your humble moderator slash cat wrangler of the Falcon's Nest. It is currently 3:15 in the morning. The caffeine's starting to wear off a bit, but I'm here. I may have upgraded equipment a little bit. Maybe. Maybe a little bit more confident. Maybe. Maybe I'm kind of finding out it's getting easier than I thought it would be once you figure out how to work the mics and all that shit. It's definitely feels a lot more comfortable for me. And that's pretty much a good thing. For Gallows for Machine Gun Sanity. His reaction when I downloaded when I sent him the first one, he practically popped his nuts off because he's seeing his dream come true of being being serious talking shop podcast, the talking shop podcast empire expanding, becoming like serious radio only with only full of more degenerates in the Stern Show, more degenerates in the Stern Show. Think about that for a second. That's a long list of degenerates. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. You hear the Triller CEO actually intrigued by this very concept. And it's something you put in the back of your mind and go, Don't tell me there's a chance. Don't tell me there's a chance that this train wreck's going to end up like being televised somewhere for the world to like comment on and go, look at this cranky old bastard thinks he knows everything. Ah, it's like, again, this is still, if you're getting a little more comfortable into doing this, it helps. It's been an eventful week in the wrestling world. It helps. It's been an eventful week in Shadow's world. The saga of the laptop charger is an all timer, pretty much an all timer. All could have been avoided if he bought more than one. More, multitask, son. It's like put down the extra, put down, don't, refrain from buying that 101st pair of aviator sunglasses and use that money on to get use that money to get another adapter for Christ's sake, so you can keep it with your gear. So you don't have to worry about packing it all the time. You switch it out like every other tour and keep it fresh. I mean, it seems common sense, doesn't it? He swears he's gonna upgrade the equipment, kind of like I'm doing, but he's got a bigger budget for it because I have no budget for it. Remember, I'm only getting paid $9 a week. It's $9 in expired lottery tickets, but still $9 is $9. It doesn't mean they're $9 a winners. It means Gallo spent $9 on lottery tickets and send them in the mail. I assume that come Christmas time will be $9 in expired McDonald's gift certificates, or Chipotle or whatever. I'm not going to hold my you know I'm not going to worry about it till till the IRS comes and asks me, hey, you got a W-2 for your other work? What? You mean work? What do you mean W-2? Come on now. Have you seen? Like never, yeah, never you mind. Just you go, go harass somebody else. I don't care. So the the big hullabaloo is apparently is Cross. What is Killer Cross doing a work shoot? Is he gonna work? Is it a shoot? Work? Is it a shoot? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. He's going to be working somewhere, regardless, right? It does not matter. As long I'll support that guy wherever he goes, right? Him and Scarlett, but because they're good people. The gun has made the call for for Cross to show up on a future talking shop. Believe you me. I did the same. I did the same. Tell him, hey, gave Cross a heads up. Hey, you might be getting, you might be getting an invite from some certain bald guys because Cross and I have been, you know, been Twitter friendly for the past couple of years. It's because believe it or not, Cross is a Marvel fanboy, big time Marvel fanboy. It's like he'll answer, especially on Instagram. It's like he'll answer responses by claiming he's like on business with like one of the Marvel Marvel secret societies or clandestine organizations like Department H or Oscorp or Hellfire Club or the Hand, and it works for his character, and it's I hope whatever happens, if anything happens, it'll be after his book tour. Let's put it that way, because he's got the time. He's not going to jump into the first thing right away. It's enough because he's on a book tour. You wait till that, that last day of that book, after that book tour is, his last day. Then you start wondering where he's going to be because book tour's priority. And you really, considering the way they're booking things lately over there, are you really in a hurry to go back? Are you in a real rush to go back? No, if I were him, I would just sit back, on the sidelines, a little bit, just, do the book tour, watch things from like afar, and then then make a decision. Because you can't be can't be the only one with contracts coming up. I mean, Uncle Alan's soon. I don't know when, but it soon. I could just, I could see it coming. It's like, the new day, the new day, they're spinning their wheels right now, even though Woods has gotten in like ridiculous shape, ridiculous like consequences, creepy level shape. So I wonder if they're gonna go to Japan. No, no, they'll go to AAA and hang out for a little bit. I'm thinking with that partnership, but that's all again. That's all speculation. Which is at the end of the day, it's all any of these anybody can really do because we're not privy to what's going on backstage. It's all conjecture. It's all what I think would happen, what I would like to happen. It's like one of the common fallacies of the IWC is because they play enough franchise mode or GM mode in the WWE in the video games, WWE video games, and they think they can book the shows better. That's why there's also one of the reasons there's booking sims. You know, sure it can work for some people. You have to have the money for it. It's like look at TK. TK did that stuff. Like TK was real big in the booking simulations before for years before getting into AEW. So he's got the energy for it. But he's going. Hopefully he doesn't burn out. Doesn't you know? You don't like to see guys like just burn out and doing what. But he's in this the position of eventually he's going to be the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's only it's not going to be today. It'll be like in maybe 10, 15, 20 years, but eventually he's going to be owning that team. And and that and that is added responsibilities. By that time, it's like the whole landscape of wrestling is going to be changed. I mean, look at it's been 6 years for for AEW. Look what they are now. Look, 5 years from now, 5 years from now, a lot of the talent in AEW is going to be entering their prime, wrestling wise. Like Kyle Fletcher, Swerve, Hanger, they're set. They're set. WWE, they got a bunch of young guys in NXT, but they're not really giving them giving them a fair shake. Like for most of them, they're not really giving a fair shake. It's like WWE, they have their star, Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is probably going to be their guy. Going to be their guy, and he's gonna go full Steiner eventually. It's only a matter of time. It's like him and Zilla Fatu. Once he gets his head straight, well, in my opinion, when he gets his head straight, let's see. Again, we'll see what happens. And again, new. Seen highlights of the G1. Takeshita is a fucking beast. I'm sorry. How that man is not, championing like all the companies he's contracted to. It's almost borderline criminal. But he's still young enough. He's gonna be a problem for a lot of people. It's like if New Japan was a U.S. company, they would give Takeshita the ball. But since Takeshita came in from another company to New Japan, because New Japan's real big on like rewarding loyalty to the dojo system. Guys coming up through the dojo system, and they tend to like not really give the rub to that guys coming in from other promotions. It's been ingrained. So it'll be interesting to see what happens like in the Wrestle Kingdoms like in the future. Uh, and over the weekend, it's like two of my favorite Joshi, Emi Sakura and Mei Suruga, ended up coming to the U.S. and they were in L.A. Friday, doing doing an event sponsored by Adidas because Adidas partnering with Brody King on a shoe, right? And that is remarkable because Brody is a good ambassador with whatever whatever he's gonna do. But I saw highlights of Emmy versus May in L.A. Out of a warehouse. It's like one of the best matches you'll ever see. It involved doors, inventive uses of using doors, and like in a setting like that. And 2 days later, they went to DPW and tore the house down again. Now May's back in Japan, like running the radio classes, while Emmy's still in the U.S. What happened is Emmy's spaced out of Florida, and May, well, anybody else from like Shokopro, like May or Bayanaki will like fly over there and they'll stay. They'll use her place as a hub, so they can fly, so they can go to like yeah, they go to Independent. They can fly out from Tampa Airport to shows that they're booked anywhere in the U.S. for like the time they're here. That because they can only be here like a couple weeks at a time because they're on work visas. But it's always nice to see them being embraced by the American by U.S. crowds because they are really good at what they do. Very good at what they do. I like I like to be good at what I do, but it's again like a work in progress. Well, but then again, life is a work in progress. Some of us are more ahead of it than others. In a lot of different aspects. It's just a matter of keep grinding. You'll find your niche and just do what makes you happy. The bottom line. Right now, this is starting to make me happy to do this. Again, it's a work. It's a learning curve, comfort zone, yada yada yada. It's like, oh yay, it's some cheap form of therapy for you, isn't it? Maybe, maybe. Yeah, I do appreciate all the positive feedback from episode one, which was a goddamn train wreck. So notice where I'm holding the mic now, right? Yeah. First one I was goddamn eating it. There's jokes there, but I'm not going to go there because I'm not that kind of podcast. I'll save that for other people on the network. You know who you are. And it's it's a very, very interesting path I'm taking here. I gotta admit, you know, at this point, doing the moderating jobs, it's getting as easy as doing my other job. It's basically, yeah, it's just I could probably maybe do it in my sleep because for the most, like 90% of the nest is no problems. It gets every once in a while it gets a little froggy. But if it happened every day, then there'd be issues. But no, yeah, it's like every once in a while, it's like, yeah, whatever. So, I've dealt with worse on my regular job, and I'm just hoping that I while I do this, I the, hope the boys are fine with it, right? Because I don't because I know the guns heard this. I don't know about Gallows. I know we're damn sure Rocky hasn't, because I think Rocky leaves his phone on read anytime anytime Patreon pops up on his phone, uh, which in a way I don't blame him. He might be the sane one of the three, which is Not saying much, but it might be the same one out of the three. I I like to know what possessed Gallows to come up with the idea of a goddamn cruise. Yeah, all these degenerate. You want the Falcon's Nest on a boat? You know, for one thing, Ashley will not get on that boat. Ashley will not get on. You will not find Ashley on that boat because you don't want, nowhere to run from dad if she's on the boat. Logic. My God. I already see guys, nesters like asking questions about is there going to be a son on the boat? Easy, easy, easy. Can't put, can't put Talking Shop and Mania 3 on the boat. Jimmy Wang Yang reluctantly is not going to get on that boat. I don't care how, it's not going to happen. By not, I mean it might. The, you know, they told me to do a podcast, so anything's possible.